There's a new report going around about one of the current ideas being pitched for Austin Theory's Money in the Bank. So we'll see what's going on there. We'll also see what's going on with a big update for Sasha Banks, Bray Wyatt, and more. Let's start things off with Austin Theory's Money in the Bank cash-in. Ever since Austin Theory first won the Money in the Bank contract, fans instantly had serious doubt about him having a successful cash-in. Roman's in the middle of a historic reign and obviously walking into WrestleMania 39 as champion. So fans figured that Theory's Money in the Bank contract is not a real threat to Roman at all. They had a little story there before SummerSlam to try and make Austin Theory's cash-in appear to be a threat to Roman Reigns. But it didn't happen. Austin Theory then tried again at Clash at the Castle, but was stopped again. Roman and the Bloodline even had several segments with Austin Theory, when they completely dismissed his briefcase and treated him like nothing. Then recently on NXT, Theory even teased a cash-in over there as well. The Money in the Bank contract had an extra layer of suspense to it when there were multiple world champions. That meant that the winner could select either world champion, and it could keep things a bit more mysterious. But since there's only one world champion right now, that sort of eliminates the extra layer of suspense. But it looks like they attempted to add that layer back on by having Austin Theory tease a cash-in on the NXT world title, proving to the audience that Theory does have more options outside of just Roman Reigns. But as the audience is well aware of, the NXT world title doesn't really hold the same weight as the WWE world title. They're not really on the same level. So would Theory go for the NXT title? So what's the plan? What's the rumor for when it comes to this cash-in? Well, according to a new report, an idea is on the table and has been pitched for Theory's cash-in storyline to be revolved around the idea of him cashing in at the last second possible. What does that mean? Well, when a superstar wins the Money in the Bank contract, WWE mentions that these winning individuals have up to 1 year to cash in the contract. However, the 1 year time limit has never really been an issue with the storylines because everyone usually cashes in well before that 1 year time frame is up. So this reported pitch for Austin Theory is for the 1 year time period to play a role and be close to expiring. It could all take place at the actual 2023 Money in the Bank event itself. Maybe the story will be that Austin Theory's contract is literally down to its final hours, and he has until the end of the night to cash it in. So the new 2023 Money in the Bank winner would be crowned while Theory still has his contract in his hands. And this reported pitch actually sounds like an interesting idea because it is a first time ever sort of scenario that we've never seen play out before. We've never seen any Money in the Bank contract winner be down to the literal last few hours of their contract being redeemable. So it would add an extra layer of this crazy sort of urgency to Austin Theory's cash-in throughout those final few weeks leading up to the 1 year expiration date. With time now being against him in a situation like this, maybe Austin Theory makes a poor cash-in decision and comes out of it unsuccessful. But it is an intriguing sounding idea. We've seen cash-in at WrestleMania, we've seen failed cash-ins, we've seen surprise cash-ins. But WWE has never played with the idea of the contract holder running out of time on that 1 year contract. So to see Austin Theory panicking and trying to beat the clock for his own cash-in is an interesting element to play with. That pitch is not fully confirmed, but reports claim that it's still on the table at this current moment of time. So time will tell what WWE decides to do there. There's finally an update regarding Sasha Banks. The previous update on Sasha Banks and Naomi mentioned how Naomi was getting closer and closer to reaching a deal with WWE. But when it came to Sasha's status, there wasn't any updates, but that has changed. According to Wrestling Observer newsletter, Sasha Banks is allegedly still under contract with WWE, but her return date itself is still unknown. So when it comes to Sasha and Naomi's status, the last few months have been absolutely hectic and full of conflicting reports. One minute Sasha and Naomi were still under contract with WWE. Then the next they were reportedly freed from their contracts. Then it was reported that they had reached an agreement to return. Then it was reported that the return wasn't true. And now this update. So you can understand why some fans have just sort of given up on their returns, because it's been nothing but contradicting reports about their statuses. But according to the latest report, Sasha Banks is allegedly still under contract. So we'll see what ends up happening there. Reports have also come out regarding WWE's merchandise sales for the month of October. It's now being reported that Bray Wyatt is back on top as the top merchandise seller in WWE for October 2022. Bray Wyatt knocked off Roman Reigns and the Bloodline from that #1 merchandise spot. And it's not really that shocking at all. Bray Wyatt has been known over the last few years to always constantly be in the top 3 merchandise sellers for WWE. And it's because he's easily one of the most popular stars in WWE and has so many marketable items, whether it's through gloves, puppets, t-shirts, masks, and so on. You can definitely see why he's been at the top of the merchandise sellers for so long. So Bray Wyatt picks up this little win over Roman and the Bloodline. It's also been a growing conversation in recent days about WWE allegedly keeping the idea of a Roman versus Bray feud on the table. Bray and Roman have the unfinished business from 2020, where Roman said Bray wasn't able to hold the responsibility of being the Universal Champion, and how he was just some freak in a mask. Roman and Bray have never faced off one-on-one after those comments were made. Then we went over how Solo Sikoa teased the idea of Bray's family versus Roman's family in a War Games environment, which also sounded like a great idea. Now reports claim that a Bray and Roman feud could be in consideration for the future. But like we've been talking about, it's definitely going to be a challenge because Roman can't lose and Bray can't lose. So they'll have to find a way to get past that and still have an outcome that will be satisfying. In other news, Triple H is reportedly saying goodbye to the Hell in a Cell premium live event. A lot of fans were confused by this report and wondered if it meant the end of a Hell in a Cell stipulation as a whole. Triple H is not getting rid of the actual stipulation itself, he's just getting rid of the entire event that's named after the match stipulation. Reports claim that Triple H feels like the match stipulation should only be reserved to close out long heated rivalries and not be a forced premium live event. And that's another nice little change. It's sort of like how Extreme Rules during the Vince McMahon era used to include only one match with an extreme stipulation. So naming an event WWE Hell in a Cell when only 1 or 2 matches take place inside the cell did seem like a waste. So now, this at least makes the Cell's next appearance more of a mystery, and it could happen at any time now during a heated feud, rather than just once a year at the event. But what are your thoughts on all of today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.